Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Yes.
Yes, yes,
How,
yes.
otherwise,
Speaking right now on the phone, one of my creative people in my server, Phanatik, to talk about something that's not related to the drama, but make an announcement anyway.
oh yes, it is 2 a.m. So I'll just make this quick. This is very UK specific. Um, so so content. The current Prime Minister of the UK, Sir Keir Starmer, leader of the Labour Party, has publicly expressed his intention to make the UK a world leader in the field of artificial intelligence. I'll pass over a Google Doc with some links in it. Beyond the political, I'm just reading off the document I have. Beyond the political stuff of this statement, what this means is that AI companies are seeking legal exemption to be made for them, which means an exemption in copyright law. This exemption would mean that they have the legal right to train their models on whatever copyrighted works they have access to. So right now, or in the UK, if you live in the UK, what we can do about it is you can write to your local MP and you can submit answers directly into the consultation itself. If you're just in the UK and you have knowledge of the topic, you can write into the consultation to make your feedback known. Let me just share to anyone with a link. I'll just throw it down here.
Yes, and we'll have this PSA UK consultation on AI. It's a Google Doc. I'll go ahead and copy this and put it in our mod section. Mods, you guys mind blasting this on stream chat with an explainer real quick?
Yeah.
There we go. And boom. So, like, what should people say if they fill this out? Like, what would be something that someone could like write, and what would they say?
I can read off the email that I sent to my one. So I learned of this through Friendly Neighborhood Artists. So shout out to FNA because they made a good video just going over it, and the Google Doc they linked is linked in that Google Doc as well, so you can have a look at that. It's got a template of like what kind of email you can write. The long and short of it is first you need to state that you are in the constituency, so you've got to put your address, your name, and stuff. But mainly you focus on like the things you can prove, basically. So if I just go to mine, so I started with, I'm writing to you today concerning the ongoing consultation regarding AI and copyright that began on the 17th of December. I am deeply concerned by the proposal to introduce a broad copyright exemption for commercial generative AI training. Mm-hmm. Such a move would be profoundly damaging to the UK's creative industries while exacerbating the climate crisis further. It's a very long email. I'm not going to read beyond that.
No, it's all good. Do you want to...
that's what I led with.
We could probably like make a thread or something, and you can share if there's any templates or something too, because you don't always, if people don't know this, if you want to write your... even in America, your congressperson or your MPs and stuff, you don't have to necessarily write the whole thing on your own. You can download templates for things like this. And usually action groups will have a sort of boilerplate that you can add your information and your concerns to, so that you can have the kind of body of like, this law, this date, all that stuff at hand. So we're going to try to make sure that that's all in the stream chat and any other reasonable places that people should be able to find it, if that's cool with you, Phanatik.
Yeah, it's fine. The FNA shared a Google Doc with a email template in it, and it's also got answers that you can give to the consultation itself, because it's like
Spoiler.
A whole long, it's a whole long questionnaire. It takes an age. It does take an age, but like the answers that you can give are all in that Google Doc, so you can pretty much just copy and paste it into the survey itself. Mm-hmm. Part of that document as well from the consultation is, and I linked it. Let me just check. I did link it. Didn't link it. God damn it. Part of the consultation is like a specific set of things that the consultation is aiming for. for some reason I don't have it on hand, but I can put it in the Google Doc. But it's just like, it's something I put a screenshot and then I kind of ranted about in the executive chat. But it's basically like they're talking about how they want copyright exemption, or AI companies want a copyright exemption because they believe that they're owed the data in order to make technological progress. And one of the things I complained about in my email to my local MP was these are vague promises. They don't they want to take a very definite thing of like the ability for creative individuals, artists and stuff to be able to monetize their stuff. They want to take that away and then promise this vague technological progress that Keir Starmer talks about in his speech on AI. It's like an hour long.
We should actually, I might check that one out in this coming week or something. You might be able to help brief me on it because I'm not 100% sure on how this stuff works in the UK and stuff. But there's a American for Americans that are just like kind of like glazed over right now, but listening. The FTC is what you would do with this normally, and the FTC takes comments. They have comment periods all the time. Almost every single branch of government, except the judicial, when their laws are being passed or when rules are being founded, they take comment in order to see what the general response from the public is going to be. And the FTC is very, very commonly will say, hey, we want to know how everybody thinks about something like Gen AI, about brake pads and about blinkers, and if things should be the color red anymore. Stupid shit, but also very, very important stuff. And so if you are like, I wish this happened in America, it does as well. And it is a very effective way to get your point across, because the people that want the thing to go their way very often will have little teams of individuals giving comment on their behalf. They'll get their workplace. Hey, everybody, you want to keep your jobs next summer? Well, we got to get this contract. So all of you should like give comment periods. Like, Tyler, that's illegal. And yeah, it is. Does it happen anyway? Yes, it does. And I think I missed that. How long is this comment period, or is it ongoing, indefinite?
It's in February, I think it ends. I don't have a specific date. It's in February. Close. Okay, here we go. The consultation closes at midnight on 25th February.
Okay, there you go.
I'll put that here. I'll put a screenshot of that so everyone can see it.
Very good. And we'll try to go over this again too, because this is interesting. I'm sorry I lost track of it, but like the last week has been a series of moments.
I mean, the stream itself was, Did
you have a good time?
It was fantastic. I had a great time. I was blown away by just like how many times he would just like keep trying to flip the question, just constantly. Madness.
Absolutely unconcerned with actually getting anything going out. Just desperate to interrupt at the first fucking chance. It was awesome. I'm sorry. Talking about me. I know it's my show, but it's all about Phanatik. I gave you 15 minutes. Comment period ends on the 24th. We have access to a Google Doc that people are asking for submission of content or of commentary for this. Is there any other things that people, particularly in the UK, should do? Are there local legislators or executive branch officials? I don't know how it necessarily works, if they should reach out to, in addition to this comment, or write letters to, call, any of that?
So when I say your local MP, wherever you live in the constituency, so when last year we had general election, the leader of your local MP is one of the names on the list of people when you went to, on the polling card when you went to go vote. So whoever won that election in your local constituency, that's the person you need to write to. I think there's a government website where you can find out who that is. If you don't know, you can put your postcode in and it'll tell you what constituency and who's the local MP, who's the council, and all that. Let me try and find it. MP. Find your MP. There you go. There's a thing from write to your local MP, and I'll just put it in brackets next to that. And that's members.parliament.uk, find your MP. Also, if you're interested in things that the Parliament is funding, you really should look into the Parliament website, because there are specific areas that the Parliament publishes everything that they do. So that includes debates, that includes roundtables, like the consultation that are going on, any research that they're doing, transcripts, bills, upcoming bills. It tells you the dates of like Prime Minister's questions, things. If you want to see which companies are being brought in front of the Business and Trade Committee, Liam Byrne, MP. Let me just bring up his YouTube channel. So you can.
Do you not know? Do you not know your MP? Take a second.
He's not my MP.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. So Liam Byrne MP has a YouTube channel. He does his own videos, but he also puts up videos because he heads the Select Committee, and the Select Committee does these sort of interrogations. So one of them is like they brought in people from every Hermes, the delivery company, and they were questioning them about they were getting inquiries from whistleblowers, basically give tips to the Business and Select Committee, and then they question the companies based on these whistleblower concerns. So for Every, that was the slave drivers contract.
Mm-hmm.
For McDonald's, that was a sex for shift scandal. Where Shine, the clothing company, they were brought in because they were being questioned about whether they use sweatshops.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone can be brought in for like basically anything, but it's all based on whistleblowers that give in anonymous tips to the Select Committee. So Liam Byrne has his YouTube channel where you can find that if you're further interested in what goes on. I follow PoliticsJOE, but there's plenty of channels out there who cover UK politics. I like PoliticsJOE because they do highlights of like things that are happening in Parliament. They go out and interview people. They'll do interviews with sitting politicians. I think they did one with the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, who's he posts on Blue Sky a lot. My local MP is on Blue Sky, so I follow her too. The people are out there. You just got to seek them out.
It's true. It's very often the case with all this sort of like with political stuff in general. And what a lot of people don't understand is that as much as you like to hate and dunk on political figures, and maybe sometimes they deserve it, maybe sometimes they don't, they are all actual people. So they're somewhere out there. And, the lower you go on the totem pole, the more accessible they are. And they're all, the vast majority of them at the lower level are pretty receptive to hearing from people. They kind of like the attention here and there. And if you build a relationship with them, not like they're going to be your best friend or anything, but like, hey, this is me again. I know you guys are sick of having me call, that you're sick of having me write, whatever, but I just want you to know that I'm very, very concerned about this thing. You seemed pretty receptive to my concerns on this issue, and I think that this is an issue that voters like me are concerned about, and that you should give some extra attention to. I don't know what you heard from the other side of the issue, but from our side, it's not good for people like me. And thank you for listening as always. Stuff like that. It goes really far, and it's hard to build up, and it seems daunting at first, but there's a lot of like little old ladies out there in America that have an astounding amount of influence in politics that you wouldn't think of. And it's not because they're super rich. They just have been writing somebody since they started as, some town alderman. And now that individual is, a state senator after being governor. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Ginny McPherson's calling me again. There's Emily Dawn. She's calling me again. Emily, how can I help you? Well, I've been calling you for 23 years, and I just want you to understand that I do not like the way that they are doing these roads out here. And I know you get bothered and you say you can't do much, but they are being dangerous and they're too close and all that, blah, blah. All right, thank you very much for calling. Well, we're going to go ahead and check that out. And they really do mean it. If you go in hard, on your first blush, sometimes you're a little bit mad. You can kind of burn that bridge a bit, maybe here and there. But also, when you stick to it, you really can build a relationship with elected officials and with elected officials' offices. Sometimes even people that are in the office, and they can help you out. Sometimes you don't even realize you don't even have to call that person. They'll put you to who you need to. But I think that this is a good reason for people to get involved, and a good way to get people involved. And thank you for coming out and talking about it. Solid move. Is there anything else you want to, or am I too early? I'm sorry. I started wrapping you up there.
No, it's fine. Like, yeah, like that was pretty much it. Like, I don't have much else. I did have one question for you, based on your experience as a journalist, and that is, so the template. If you look at the email template that you can send to your local representative, it's extremely long with bullet points and everything. After I'd sent it, and my MP did reply to me as well. She sent me an email back. And so since then, I've just been thinking about what's more effective. A long email like that just lays out all of your points in kind of very extraneous detail, or more short, just like 1 or 2 paragraphs, just being like, this is what I'm concerned about.
It's a great question.
And I need you to look into it.
It's actually like a mix. So one of the best ways to write to people officially is to do what I would call like a mixed letter. Particularly, it's something that people don't think about, but you can do it with email way easier. And that's include hyperlinks and stuff out to additional information sources. Anything that you write to an elected official, understand it's very important to you, but everybody's equal. Everybody has the same vote, and some people also give money, so they get pushed to the top of the pile. They might not even read it. It might be a reader, depending on how high you go. And so you want to keep things that you're writing to elected officials short, to the point, very direct. Front load the top, with all of the most necessary information. Not stuff like big facts, figures, explanations. You want to hit it hard with, hello, I'm writing to you today because I believe that this law, right, the law, make sure the law is all spelled correctly and blah, 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 is going to cause an economic catastrophe in the UK, blah, blah, blah. However you want to write. And this is in the UK. This is because similar programs like this strip people of their rights and have caused numerous amounts of losses, blah, 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 blah. So basically, hey, this is the thing, and I think it's bad because of reason. One sentence. I think this thing is bad, it's happening, and because of reason. Really just try to boil it down to that for that first sentence. After that, say, the reason is bad, basically, right? This is a problem because it causes this kind of damage, and try to figure out what that damage is in a monetary or, a risk term, people, if it's something like the reason that, this park going into this plot might seem like a good idea, but this is going to destroy a local bird population that is on the verge of extinction. Right now in Summer Tree Park, the warbling, two-tone finch is at like an extinction level amount, and the displacement of them when this is scheduled to be made is going to critically endanger their ability to reproduce and be safe in the city, where their numbers have already dwindled to next to none. I have additional information here, but I'm writing you today to ask that you take this action to do this thing. And along with all of this additional information, I'm available if you would like to talk, or I know this person if you want to talk to them. They are leading our cause. I'm a concerned citizen. I live here. Make sure you always say that you live in the district. You don't have to necessarily give your address. Back in the day, it was the best way to do it. You're writing a letter. I know people these days are like, it's doxing. Like, well, if you say your street address, they can check you in the voter record sometimes, at least give the block. I always would if I'm writing an official about something. I live at, 222 someplace Avenue, and I have voted in the last 6 elections. I'm a member of District 12, and I have seen you a number of times at this, and I thought you've always been very, very fair and impartial, although we don't always agree, blah, 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 blah. I'm a voter. I'm going to vote, and I love voting, and I love being involved. They might not believe you the first time they see it, but if they keep seeing those letters, and if they know that there's a stake, they will. Because one of the bad things that's happened in the last several years is people have decided to get involved in politics sideways. Don't do this, by the way. If you're at home, don't do this thing that I'm about to tell you. you need to call this congressperson and tell them not to do a thing. And then that congressperson or MP in your guys' case is not a congressperson or an MP in your district. You're from a different state. And then you write up, hi, I don't want you to do this thing and you need to vote in a different way. And they're going to say, okay, well, if you get a hold of them, where do you live? Where do you vote? Oh, well, I live in a district that's nowhere near your town. And, or even I don't vote. They're going to go, then you don't fucking matter. I represent the people of somewhere else. So understand, if you send a bunch of letters to some people to tell them not to do something, you actually can have a bad effect of overfilling a mailbox full of what is this? Oh, we're getting a bunch of they said we're going to lose our next election if we don't vote this way. Who are these people? Why am I getting letters saying someone's not going to vote for me? This is stamped from New York City. We are in Kansas. I don't know. We got 100 of these. All right, well, open them, but yeah, everyone that's not from here, get rid of it. Because who gives I'm not going to take into my mind the opinion of someone that doesn't live in my district. Because if you think about it, why would you? Why would you take, a non-district voter over a district voter? One guy that says I live here and I want A is worth 100 guys that say I live anywhere the fuck else and I want B. You're like, oh, you don't vote here. Go away. So if you're out there listening to this sideways and you're like, I want to help, please actually do not write Congress people, MPs, mayors, etc., that you are not in their voting districts to ask them to vote a different way. You can do it. It's a waste of time, and it's also sort of insulting. Because would you want someone to write from outside of your district in support of something that is against what you want? You know what I mean? You would want your elected official to fucking ignore that completely. Now, if they have some sort of they're on a position, they're they're on the FTC chair, they're part of a committee that has voting powers that affect you actually, then yeah, write them, FTC comment period for that reason. But otherwise, don't flood people's inboxes, especially smaller level people, because they can really get overwhelmed because they have to pay, usually out of pocket. They don't get money from the people to hire someone to do reading for them, or they're just doing it on their own and they only have so much time in the day when they're not driving a tractor trailer or a semi truck, or why did I name two things in a row? I'm thinking of OSU right now. Shout out OSU. Or they're not at their job. So keep that in mind, folks. Even if you want to help, don't do that. But you can help people write the thing, and you can provide people assistance. Just try to get the people that are in that area to do so. Sorry, Phanatik. I hope that answered your question. I know I diverged a bit.
That's fine. That was a good answer. I think because it's 2 a.m. I may not have absorbed all of it, but
no, you're good. It's recorded, so just check it out later.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Thank you. It was really good. Good to chat again. It went a bit longer than 15 minutes.
That's fine. I'll always make time for you, man. Anytime you need anything, just let me know.
Will do.
Cool.
All right.
We'll try to make bark this up as a segment. See you. All right, now I'll let you go.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the Westside.